The latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Philippine Army commends 84th IB for successful operation against CTG members in Nueva Ecija. Exercise Bantay Kadagatan 2024 kicks off to enhance maritime security coordination. PBBM aims to create 3 million jobs by end of his term. 30-day toll holiday for Cavitex to implement for entire month of July.
Good day everyone, as well to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo, Quezon City. Today is Friday, June 28, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. I am Rofh Suzon for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And for the brief overview of our stories, the Philippine Army praised the operating troops of the 84th Infantry Victorious Battalion for their successful operation against communist terrorist group members in Barangay Malbang, Pantabangan, Nueva Ecija. While expressing condolences to the families of the killed CTG members, the Army highlighted the tragic deception that led these individuals to their demise. They also urged the remaining rebels to surrender and join the government's reintegration program. The Army emphasized its commitment to civilian safety and security, warning that necessary force will be used against those who continue to promote terrorism.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Exercise Bantay Kadagaran 2024 officially commenced, aiming to bolster the interoperability and coordination among various government agencies. Scheduled from June 26 to July 1, the exercise will be conducted in 4 phases: pre-exercise, shore at sea, and post-exercise. Vice Admiral Toribio Adase Jr., the flag officer in command of the Philippine Navy, emphasized the need for a united approach to counter sophisticated maritime threats. The said activity was participated by different government agencies and also expected to foster camaraderie among personnel and enhance coordination.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear an update from BEA regarding Philippine and Turkish navies discuss enhanced maritime cooperation.
Yes, Rofh, the Philippine Navy and Turkish Navy discussed heightened collaboration to advance maritime cooperation and address challenges faced by both nations at sea. Turkish Naval Forces Chief of Operations Rear Admiral Mehmet Baybars Küçükatay met with the Philippine Fleet Commander Rear Admiral Renato David during his visit to the Philippine Navy headquarters. During their discussion, the officials explored plans to strengthen the maritime defense capabilities of both the Philippines and Turkey. The courtesy call by the Turkish Navy official was part of the goodwill visit to the Manila of the Turkish Navy corvette TCG Kenalyada, aimed at advancing international naval diplomacy. And this is BEA reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Good afternoon, Rofh. The office.
Thank you so much, BEA.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The BRP Artemio Ricarte PS-37 conducted its second quarter naval gun test firing for CY 2024, approximately 21 nautical miles southwest of Balot Island, Davao Occidental. This operation is part of a series of rigorous test firings designed to maintain and verify the operational readiness of the vessel's weaponry. This approach ensures that the naval guns perform reliably and that the crew is proficient in handling and operating these weapons under various scenarios. By conducting these test firings, the Philippine Navy reinforces its commitment in maintaining high standards of operational readiness and defense capability.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. announced his administration's goal to create 3 million jobs for Filipinos by the end of his term. Speaking at the 2024 National Employment Summit in Manila, he introduced the Trabaho para sa Bayan plan as part of a 10-year roadmap for employment generation and recovery. The President said that beyond generating employment, the government wants to create more quality jobs with special emphasis on ensuring workers' welfare. He also emphasized that the TPB plan will ensure interagency cooperation and a multifaceted approach to meet the nation's labor goals. In 2023, Marcos signed the Trabaho para sa Bayan Act, calling for the creation of a master plan to address unemployment, underemployment, and youth unemployment across the country.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
For other updates, let us hear the details about OCD invites the public to second quarter nationwide simultaneous earthquake drill. Go ahead for the details, Glenn.
Good afternoon, Rofh. The Office of Civil Defense invites the public to participate in the second quarter nationwide simultaneous earthquake drill today at 2 p.m. This drill will feature the activation of the harmonized national contingency plan in response to a simulated magnitude 7.2 earthquake along the West Valley Fault. According to the HNCP, various regional disaster risk reduction and management councils in Luzon will assist in responding to the earthquake's impact on Metro Manila, each assigned to specific sectors. During today's exercise, contingents from these RDRRMCs will arrive in Metro Manila to establish alternative operation centers in their assigned localities. This is your Katropan Glenn Gulchan reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Glenn Gultian.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. also announced a 30-day suspension of toll fee collection for vehicles passing through the Manila-Cavite Expressway from July 1 to July 30. In a social media statement, he revealed that the Toll Regulatory Board approved the Philippine Reclamation Authority's recommendation for the toll holiday. During the inauguration of new Cavite segment last week, the President noted that the toll holiday would help motorists cope with rising fuel costs. The 1.9-kilometer expressway connecting Cavitex Radial Road 1 from the Parañaque Toll Plaza to the Sucat Interchange is expected to benefit around 23,000 vehicles daily.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. extended more than 228 million pesos worth of aid to individuals affected by the El Nino phenomenon in Western Visayas. The President led the turnover in San Jose de Buenavista Antique where farmers, fisherfolks, and families received farm machinery and equipment as well as cash assistance. President Marcos also handed over 10,000 pesos each to 50 selected beneficiaries from Antique, Iloilo, Guimaras, Capiz, and Aklan. Moreover, the provincial governments of Antique, Iloilo, Capiz, and Aklan obtained 50 million pesos each, while Guimaras received 28,410,000 pesos.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
We have a report coming in about 73rd IB celebrates founding anniversary with tree planting activity in Davao Occidental. Go on for the details, Jai.
Rofh, the 73rd Infantry Neutralizer Battalion celebrated its 36th founding anniversary with a two-day tree planting activity themed Peace, Sustainability, and Continuity, Our Shared Responsibility in Malita, Davao Occidental. A total of 1,000 nara and mahogany seedlings were planted at Malita Shrine, Shadol, Poblacion, Malita, and Sitio Bagsak, Barangay Lacaron. Representatives from different government agencies also participated in the event. Lieutenant Colonel J. Chris John P. Mendoza, Infantry GSC Philippine Army, emphasized the significance of environmental conservation and community engagement to promote sustainability. This is Joy reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines. Rofh, the authorities.
Thank you so much, Jai.
DWDD National News.
Moving on to another story, Senator Joel Villanueva appealed to Senate to pass the bill seeking to prohibit Philippine offshore gaming operators and all forms of online gambling in the country. This is following mounting evidence linking Pogos to various crimes such as torture, kidnapping, murder, and human trafficking. In a statement, Villanueva noted that the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, the country's gaming regulator, has unfortunately failed to ensure that the operations of Pogos are legitimate. He shared further that the Pogos raided in Bamban, Tarlac, and Porac, Pampanga found to be running scam operations were both former licensees of PAGCOR.
DWDD National News.
The Interagency Development Budget Coordination Committee is pushing for 6.352 trillion pesos national budget for 2025. According to DBCC Chairperson and Budget Secretary Amena Pangandaman, the proposed spending plan for next year is equivalent to 22% of the gross domestic product and 10.1% higher than the 5.768 trillion pesos budget this year. Pangandaman shared that the DBCC is set to submit to Congress the proposed 2025 national budget on July 29, 1 week after the third State of the Nation address of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Moreover, the Secretary said the proposed budget is anchored on the theme Agenda for Prosperity, fulfilling the needs and aspirations of the Filipino people.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
On the other line, let us hear from Joanne about authorities identified 7 neutralized CTG in Central Luzon, 3 of them ranking officers.
Authorities have identified the communist terrorist group personalities belonging to the members of the Komiteng Rehiyon Gitnang Luzon who were killed in an armed encounter with the soldiers of 84th Infantry Victorious Battalion Philippine Army in Barangay Malbang, Pantabangan, Nueva Ecija on June 26. The 5 were identified as Hilario Guio alias Berting, Acting Secretary of Komiteng Rehiyon Gitnang Luzon and Commander Regional Operational Command, Harold Sarenas Menyoza alias Luzon, Commander Platoon Silangan Gitnang Luzon, Pepito Trinidad Bautista alias Dylan, Team Leader Squad Tercera, Platoon Silangan Gitnang Luzon, Reynan Mendoza alias Mel, and RG Anseta alias Joel. During the encounter, soldiers recovered 10 high-powered firearms, 1 low-powered firearm, subversive documents, and personal belongings from the encounter site. Meanwhile, upon the troop continuous search in the area, they found 3 more female cadavers and 4 firearms. They were found a few meters away from the exit route. Troops believe that they were abandoned by their comrades when they withdrew from the encounter site. 2 of them were identified as Andre de la Cruz alias Lay Rowen Lunti, political instructor of Platoon Silangan Gitnang Luzon, and Azaze Galang alias Cha, while the other female was yet to be identified by the authorities, including the 3 casualties. All casualties were brought to the nearest funeral homes in Pantabangan, Nueva Ecija to give them proper burial and to be turned over to their respective families. Brigadier General Norwin Joseph Pasamonte, commander of the 703rd Infantry Aguila Brigade, commended the victorious battalion for the victory against the CTG in Nueva Ecija and for their commitment to preserve the peace and security in the area. He reiterated his call to the remaining members of the CTG to surrender and give peace a chance. This is Joanne Sagaok reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Joanne.
DWDD National News.
Moving on to another story, the Department of Social Welfare and Development has pledged to strengthen its efforts in providing social protection programs and services to the people. DSWD External Assistance and Development Assistant Secretary Juan Carlo Marquez made the pronouncement following the World Bank's recent report that the Philippines still lags behind regional peers in human capital development. According to WB, human capital encompasses health, knowledge, skills, and experience acquired throughout one's life stages, which is one of the main drivers of broad-based economic growth that translates into improvements in living standards. In response to the report, Marquez said that DSWD has committed to invest in the early years of a person through prioritizing pregnant and nursing women in the agency's programs and services to address malnutrition.
DWDD National News.
The Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources is planning to conduct a pilot study that would grant insurance coverage to fishers affected by calamities. In a media forum in Quezon City yesterday, BIFAR spokesperson Nazario Briguera announced that a weather index-based parametric insurance will soon be introduced as an additional assistance for affected fishers. This said a scheme established by the BIFAR, the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation, with the help of Rare Philippines and WTWD as a goal of providing a financial buffer to municipal fissures during periods of income loss brought by calamities. Brigada also shared that an initial 10 million pesos fund has been allocated under BIFAR's 2024 budget to begin the study.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now let's hear from a reporter on the ground for more updates about 11ID conducts trekking activity at Budadaho, Sulu. Go on for the details, Beth.
Officer and enlisted personnel of the 11th Infantry Alakdan Division conducted trekking activity at Bud, Daho, Talipao, Sulu. Hundreds of participants from various 11th ID unit started at the trek at Barangay Buru. Major General Ignatius and Patrimonio, Commander of the 11th Infantry Division and Joint Task Force GTF Orion, highlighted the significance of the trek and demonstrating the improved security situation in Sulu. He added that the event not only strengthened ties with the locals but also showcased a gratitude for improved peace and development in the region. This is Beth Tanyata reporting for the AFP Community News, One AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Beth Tanyeta.
DWDD National News.
It's already 12:90 in the afternoon and you are still tuning at AFP Radio DWDD Facebook page. And happy viewing to our audience, especially to Hello Papsi Benjamin, Delia Bantiling, Lucia Zumyang Kuwaton Landangan, Rosalie Canones, and Fernando Cabral. Happy viewing to our audience.
DWDD National News.
And for other national news, the agrarian reform beneficiaries organizations earning from the government's program against hunger and poverty has reached a total of 2.377 billion pesos. Under the PAP, the government tapped the services of ARBOS to supply them with various agricultural products and food commodities, which enable farmers to gain more profit. The Department of Agrarian Reform shared the report during its ongoing 4-day PAPS Planning Workshop Sustainability that started on June 25. The DAR said the ARBOS have earned 3.68 million pesos in the initial implementation of the program in 2019, 148.86 million in 2020, 485.13 million pesos in 2021.
DWDD National News.
The Philippine National Volunteer Service Coordinating Agency introduced yesterday the search for outstanding volunteers for this year to promote the Bayanihan spirit. The SOV is an annual event that aims to recognize individuals and groups from different parts of the country who have made outstanding contributions to their communities and the country through volunteerism. In his message during the launch, PNVSCA Executive Director Donald James Gawi underscored that deeds of volunteerism contribute to nation building, as some have already addressed certain health and education problems among others in the past. The SOVs consisted of 5 categories, including individual for youth and adult, organization, corporate and non-profit, volunteer lifetime achievement award, a special award for local government units, and special award for a higher education institution.
Armed Forces Radio.
From First ERG, let's hear more updates from Maljoy about 703rd Infantry Brigade Commander calls the remaining members of KRGL to withdraw support to CTG.
Rofh Brigadier General Joseph Norwin D. Pasamonte, Philippine Army, the commander of the 703rd Infantry Aguila Brigade, Philippine Army, lauded the success of the operation of the armed encounter between the soldiers of the 84th Infantry Victorious Battalion, Philippine Army, and the Komiteng Rehiyong Gitnang Luzon of the Communist Terrorist Group in Barangay Malbang, Pantabangan, Nueva Ecija on June 26, 2024. On his message, he attributed the success of the operation to the community's active cooperation and full support to the armed forces of the Philippines that paved the way to more significant peace and security accomplishment in their area of operation. He also said that he is deeply saddened that our brother Filipinos died because of the trickery of the communist terrorist group. On the last part of his message, he called on the members of the communist terrorist group to surrender and grab the opportunities offered by the government to live a new life and prevent further loss of lives if the remaining members would only join in our mainstream society. Meanwhile, the hot pursuit operations continue to clear the encounter site and ensure the safety of the community and to preserve the peace that we have been working on for years. This is Meljoy Nesho reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Meljoy.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. stressed that the acquittal of former Senator Leila de Lima from her drug charges is clear evidence that the justice system of the Philippines is working and the country does not need the intervention of the International Criminal Court. The president made the statement after the Muntinlupa City Regional Trial Court Branch 206 cleared de Lima of the third and last charge of the series of drug-related cases filed against her in 2017. It can be learned that the ICC has been investigating alleged crimes against humanity under the controversial drug war of former President Rodrigo Duterte. However, President Marcos said that the Philippines will not cooperate, noting that the ICC has no jurisdiction over the country following its formal departure from the statute last March 2019.
DWDD National News.
The report from the viticulture is eyeing for at least 200,000 metric tons of imported refined sugar in September to ensure a stable supply and prevent price hikes in the retail market. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel Jr. explained that the target import aims to cover the gap before the milling season in October. According to Laurel, the agency is set to finalize its sugar order in the second week of July since current stocks are expected to drop in August. In line with this, the Secretary assured that the move went through consultations with the stakeholders.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
Bringing us with the latest insights from the scene, we have our correspondent Jim Boy. Let us hear the details about 12 CMO Battalion coordinates with TESDA Manila to support urban poor.
The 12th Civil Military Operation Battalion continues its coordination with various government agencies to bridge services to Manila urban poor. Recently, the battalion's leaders engaged with Ms. Lorraine Judith Marie G. Juanani, District Director of TESDA Manila, to personally express gratitude for their support in providing skills training to former United Vendors Alliance member who reintegrated into government services. This capability building initiative aimed to secure jobs and uplift the quality of life for the urban poor. It can be recalled that the OVA led by Jose Miraples Jr. returned to government fold last December 15, 2023, marking a significant step toward community stabilization and security in Manila. This is Jimboy reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jim Boy.
DWDD National News.
The Philippine Atmospheric Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration fair weather with isolated rain showers will prevail over most part of the country today. Based on its forecast, easterlies will cause isolated rain showers or thunderstorms over Aurora, Quezon, Bicol region, Eastern Visayas, Caraga, and Davao region. Other portions of the country will continue to have light to moderate winds and slight to moderate seas. Moreover, the State Weather Bureau said that the easterlies will continue to affect the archipelago throughout the weekend, but there is no expected weather disturbances.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
That's all for today's broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in next week for more updates, same time and same station. Again, this is Rofh Suzon for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.